I want this to be your best growing year ever. I know it's going to be ours. I want this to be yours too. Oh yes, it's the most wonderful time of the year. This is our seed starting plan for 2022. So today is the 19th of January. Let's see what we need to do here. Kale. Alright, it says 118 is when I got to get it in the greenhouse. Spinach. We're also going to start our Swiss chard. Oh, and our leeks. We're going to start some leeks. This will be our first time growing leeks like this. So we got some stuff to do today. Check this out. So this idea was not our idea. I got this from our buddy Scott over at 2 Quacks and 5 Clucks. Guy is a genius when it comes to growing food. So make sure you go check out his channel, and he's big at the TikTok world, so go check him out on TikTok. So let me see here. We need to find some kale. Oh, there's some leeks. I know we need those. We also have this Jericho lettuce from last year. Now Haas is carrying this now, so I'd recommend getting some of that. We'll see if this germinates, but we're going to give this a go. And this stuff is awesome because it grows in the heat. But being that it's a romaine, we're going to start some of these. Alright, we got our Blue Ridge kale, we need that. We got our Bright Lights Swiss chard. Got a lot of that, 200 seeds. We also got this burpee kale. I guess we'll also give this a go too. Let's see here, we got some Sun Angel spinach from last year. We'll give that a go. Got some Harmony Butterhead lettuce. We're going to try starting those. We got some more Blue Ridge kale here too. Alright, we got some stuff to get into our seed starting tray, so let's head on out to the greenhouse and get it going. I'd say we're ready to go. Got some seed starting mix. Got our 162 cell trays. These are first time using this, will be this year, and you can check our link down below to Haas Tools, and you can pick yourself up some of these as well. These things are super sturdy. These are no joke, so let's get going. Once my cells are filled, I'm going to spray it with water, and then it'll be nice and ready for our seeds. Okay, that literally took an entire bag of seed starting mix. This is 12 dry quarts. Let's get out here and spray it down with water, and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. We wet all of our soil down. This soil doesn't really take the water too well, and we put a little dibble in each one of our cells. So now it's time for the moment. We're going to plant the first. You're going to be with me as I plant our first seed of 2022. So why don't we make it a good one? We're going to do some Blue Ridge kale first. We got last year's seeds. We also have this year's seeds, and so we'll put a couple in each one just to make sure. I want to make sure we get good germination here. These are 96% germ rate, but that's only going to be for the year that's marked on there. We're going to do 2 seeds per cell. Alright, we put in 27 cells of this Blue Ridge kale, and I'm going to put 1 or 2 of last year's in here as well, just to move them out of here and make sure that no matter what, we're going to get each one of these cells germinated. Once I'm all done, I'm going to sprinkle some of the soil over top of them just lightly, because these seeds, you don't want them to be too covered up. This Blue Ridge kale is very productive, and so I can tell you right now, with 27 of these started, we're going to have no issues getting plenty of kale this spring. Next, we're going to do the Bright Lights Swiss chard. Now, I tried chard a few years ago. We haven't been growing it. I think maybe we grew it once, but I don't know. It's good. I want to get back into eating it. It's a good, healthy, leafy green that we can eat. These seeds are quite a bit bigger than other seeds. The general rule is you should be planting your seeds about twice the depth that the seed is tall. Same thing. We're going to do a couple seeds per cell, just to make sure we get good germination. These are some spiky, weird looking seeds. They look like radish seeds. And I think chard, if I'm not mistaken, certainly no biologist or horticultural expert, but I'm pretty sure chard is just beets without the root. They have roots, but you're not eating the root on these. These are more the beet top. And chard produces quite a bit per plant, that is. Moving on, here, let me mark these. My handwriting is so terrible. As long as I understand it, that's all that matters. What we're doing this year with our veggies is, what we've done in the past is we've just grown like 10 varieties of stuff, but we're finding certain things that grow really good and certain things we like the taste of. And so, like for instance, the Blue Ridge kale, we've grown this for a while. This stuff produces crazy amounts of kale. So what we're doing this year is we're just honing it down to 1, maybe 2 varieties of all of our stuff. Next week, I believe we need to start the rest of the brassicas, so that's also super exciting. And I can tell you the one brassica that I think I love the most is the green magic broccoli. That stuff is stinking awesome. We've never had like an overly productive cabbage haul or cauliflower haul, but that green magic broccoli, man, that stuff can survive through heat and cold, and grows really strong and produces nice big heads, and it grows really fast. Next, I'm going to do this Harmony Butterhead lettuce. This is left over from last year. I got this at Haas, and I think, yeah, I'm definitely sure. These seeds, as you can see here, these seeds are actually coated, and so I think they have a clay coating on them, so they're easier to grab. Lettuce seeds are very, very small, and I think it helps them retain some moisture as well. And I will say this, if your seed is coated like this, you have to make sure that you give it some decent water from the top, because I've heard that if you just bottom water with these coated seeds like this, you'll end up not getting through the coating, and they won't actually germinate, and they won't be able to break through. These things are really easy to plant because you can see them so well with the coating around them. This is a really nice, tender butterhead lettuce. We direct seeded these last year, and they did okay, but as we've done in the past, made the mistake of planting them sort of like at the wrong time, and so we had a little bit of it, but we didn't get to get a bountiful harvest like I was wanting. Next, we're going to do our Sun Angel spinach, and this is definitely last year's seed, so once again, we're going to plant several per cell to just hope that we get a decent germination on these. Hopefully we do. If we end up sort of weak on the spinach production, we'll have this good Swiss chard production, so that should back us up because they're not too different in taste, in my opinion. All right, Sun Angel spinach, good to go. Next, we're going to do our Jericho romaine lettuce, and I'm telling you, this stuff is awesome. I'm super glad that Haas is carrying this now. I brought it up to Greg when we visited him, and sure enough, man, he jumped right on it and added it to this year's seeds that they're selling, because we've had to order this in weird places because it's not overly available. But I can say this, we've had this stuff growing in July here in 7B in Georgia, and it grows fine, doesn't get bitter, doesn't bolt. It's awesome. So I'm really looking forward to this again. If you're looking for a hot climate lettuce, this is definitely a go-to for us. These are actually from Isla's garden seeds. Not sure, I don't really know a lot about them, but we had to get this, I believe we got these from Amazon, just out of necessity. If you've never planted lettuce, then you don't realize how goofy they are, and how you try and plant 1 or 2, and like it feels like 50 of them slip out of your fingertips here. And I think I don't want to put any leeks into this tray. We'll keep this just leafy stuff. So I'm going to pick one of these other ones. I guess I'll use this Burpee dwarf blue curled kale. So we'll give it a go. Burpee seeds are pretty hit and miss. Sometimes people give them to us. Sometimes they're just on sale. So We get them occasionally if I'm really like fiending for some seeds, maybe, I guess. We grew some purple kale last year that was really good. I just cannot, for the life of me, remember what it was or where it came from. All right, let's finish this tray off here. I think I called it Yates. It's definitely Vates or Vates. I don't know. You can correct me in the comments. That's how stupid I sound saying that. It's dwarf blue curled kale. I don't know. V-A-T-E-S at the end. I don't know if that's a breeder. I don't know what that is. But I'm definitely going to say it wrong, and hopefully somebody can make fun of me in the comments for it. Okay, so now we need to gently cover the tops of these with our remaining soil, and then we will mist this tray with some water, because what can happen, specifically with these lettuce seeds, if you douse them with water, you're going to end up spreading the seeds all over the place, and then you're going to have lettuce growing over in your kale and all over the place. The only ones that are overly noticeable if they move is going to be these coated Harmony Butterhead. So do be very, very careful, and you don't want to go too heavy with this because these don't need to be overly covered. A lot of people, and what we've done in the past, will cover it up with just perlite. All right, let's get this out of here. Well, through the miracle of TV, we were able to fill this, water this, and this time we'd gotten this on clearance, I believe, last year, the seed starting potting mix from Miracle-Gro. And whether it works better or not, I don't know. It's definitely not going to be called organic. Man, this stuff takes water a lot better. So you don't have to wait as long for this stuff to get going. Here's the plan for this tray. American flag leeks, there's only 50 seeds, so we've never grown leeks before, so we're going to plant all of those. Hopefully we get good spread in there. We also got several packs of onions from David's Garden Seeds. Now these are not leeks, these are actually onions. What we have in our garden currently are the onion sets that we got, or the onion plants, if you will, that we got from Haas. Got over 150 of those going out there. That's the only way we've ever done onions here. We've never had like a really good harvest. This is the first year we've sort of committed to getting a better onion harvest. So we got onion seeds by mistake. So we're going to plant these. We have some Sierra Blanca. These are a non-GMO hybrid onion short day. We have to plant short day down here in Georgia. And then these are Texas Grano 1015Y non-GMO heirlooms. So we're going to grow them. We'll plant as many as we can with the American flags, and then we'll do the rest of the tray with these two. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll see if we can grow them throughout the year and then plant them in fall, I guess. This one's 110, this one's 109 days to harvest. I don't know if we in Georgia here can actually grow onions from seed starting now and grow them through. I don't know. I'm just going to plant them. We got the space. Might as well. I'm hankering to plant some seeds, so come along with us, if you will, on this experiment. One thing I hope is that you guys are as excited to grow your own food for your own family from seeds, saving yourself what I said last year in a video that I'll link up above, several $1,000s from what you would have to pay in the grocery store, and you know everything that's gone into these, and it's just a sense of pride to just say, hey, we grew those ourselves. We can walk in our backyard and go pick out some of our own dinner. That's the most rewarding thing that you can do as a homesteader farmer. But I'm really hoping that this will be your best growing year ever. Maybe you've struggled in the past before. Maybe it's been a challenge for you. I know growing is definitely more of a challenge than raising animals for us. But I want this to be your best growing year ever. I know it's going to be ours. I want this to be yours too. So definitely stay with us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to it. Give this video a like. Share this video with all your friends and family that are into gardening. And let us all together have the best growing year ever. All right. These leek seeds are pretty small and they're very dark black. So once they go in, there's no tracking them after that. There are American flag leeks. We got 45 cells of those. So we should get decent germination off of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Next, we're going to plant in here these short day Sierra Blanca onions. I really like onions. I love salsa, making our own salsa. I think they just add so much to so much of our food. We're just going to experiment with a bunch of different stuff this year. If these short day onions only get so tall, but they get some decent green tops on them, I guess I'm just going to eat them as a green onion. I don't care. I like onions. And last for this year, we're going to finish out the last rows of this tray with these Texas Grano 15Y. They're some kind of heirloom onion. I don't know. They're a short day. Who knows? This is like trying to put exactly 2 or 3 grains of pepper on your food. Alrighty. Let's get these bad boys right in here next to our window. Actually, I'm going to move you down a little bit here. Just nice and centered up. Ready to go. Putting our heat mats down here. These bad boys right in here in front of the windows. We got our leafy greens, we got our onions, we got some heat mats underneath here. Next, I need to find our heater, because it doesn't by itself, it is definitely warmer in here than it is outside, but no matter how hard we try, we still need to put a heater in here. So let me get the heater. And I will say that's what I've noticed about these 2 seed starting mixes is the organic one, very light, doesn't hold as much water. The Miracle Grow holds a ton of water, saves you time on watering. Okay, so the last thing on the agenda for planting these seeds is going to be the heater, because we still have probably a good solid month or 2 of pretty chilly days coming up. So you may be asking yourself now, what kind of professional, super awesome rig do you have for heating your greenhouse? The heat is going to be very important through this next winter storm we have and through this little bit of cold months, because we got to get these seeds to germinate. Well, I would tell you, you have come to Cattywampus Acres. We don't do a whole bunch of professional around here. What I do is I rig up this heater with a wire that can be adjusted depending on the temperature. Pretty fancy, huh? And I operate this by plugging it in. And just like that, we have heat on our seeds. I will mention that if you are blowing heat or hot air onto your seed starts, they are going to dry out a lot faster, so you got to stay on watering them, or else if they dry out, that germination is done. We have our first 2 seed trays of our best growing year ever planted. Onions, kale, lettuce, spinach, chard. Oh yeah, we're looking good. But we got to put everybody to bed for now, so good night, seeds. Good night, heater. Good night, lemon tree. Good night, messy greenhouse. We will see you later. Bye.